Hello everyone, myself Forum Makwana, Assistant Professor of EC Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome to the session of Digital System Design. In the last session we have finished unit number 6. In today's session we are going to start unit number 7, that is Programmable Logic Devices. Right? So, in today's session we will cover what do you mean by programmable logic? What kind of logic circuits that we are going to use? What are the advantages? The basic introduction, and what are the type of programmable logic device? First, what is programmable logic? Now, if you want to reconfigure any logical circuit or any digital circuit, then a specific logic is used. It is known as the programmable logic, right? So I can say that our CMOS logic. Now, what is CMOS? CMOS means complementary metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor that we have discussed in the previous session. Alright, the different logic families, right? So, this CMOS logic can be classified into 4 different types, like standard logic, microprocessor and microcontrollers, programmable logic, and the last one is application specific integrated circuit, that is ASIC. Now, the most important portion for today's session is this programmable logic. Alright, first of all, we must know what is the difference between a standard logic and the programmable logic. Now, in standard logic, we can't reconfigure any digital circuit. But in this programmable logic, we are able to reconfigure and reprogram any specific logic or specific digital circuit. And in application specific integrated circuit, that is ASIC, in which we are going to design a chip for a specific application, right? And what is microprocessor and microcontroller? Now, a microprocessor means it is the heart of any system. That means it is able to control any operation and the inputs and outputs peripheral which we are going to interface with it. Alright, so microprocessor doesn't have any internal memory. That means we need to interface externally, and in the microcontrollers the internal memory is there. Okay, now we need to understand what is the main difference between a standard logic and the programmable logic circuit. As I have told you that in standard logic we are able to realize a single function, or I can say a set of functions, but it is defined once. We are not able to reconfigure it, alright? We are not able to change it. Second thing, in the programmable logic device, it contains a greater number of standard logic circuit, alright? That means we are able to reconfigure it. Apart from that, the hardware can be reconfigured anytime by the user. Meanwhile, we are not able to reconfigure a standard logic. Alright? So this is the main difference between standard logic and the programmable logic circuits. In programmable logic circuits, we are able to reconfigure it. Alright? But once it is designed in standard logic, we are not able to reconfigure it. Right? So we can say that the main difference between standard and the programmable logic is we are able to make a change in the program in the programmable logic circuit. Alright? Now, the major programmable logic circuits are like this. That means we are going to classify a programmable logic, right? Basically, has three types: FPGA, CPLD, and then SPLD. Now, what is SPLD? SPLD stands for Simple Programmable Logic Device. PLD stands for Programmable Logic Device, right? CPLD stands for Complex Programmable Logic Device, and the FPGA stands for Filled Programmable Gate Array, right? We will see each and every types one by one. Before that, how any integrated circuit is going to be configured. So this is the diagram in which the yellow portion, this one, which shows the chip. Alright, the program is going to be loaded into the chip for a specific application. Alright, which has a number of pins. Right, this pin can be an input, output, power supply. Alright, and to cover this chip, we are going to use a plastic case, right? So I can say that to perform a multiple operation like timer, counter for specific applications, so for that we are going to use this integrated circuit. Alright, if you want to perform the AND operation, we know that for AND operation we are going to use the IC number 7408. If you want to use a voltage regulator IC, then we are going to use 7805, which has a 3 pins. One is input, ground, and the output. Alright. So over here in this chip, as it has a notch, over here circular notch, from that side we are going to count pin numbers. Like this is the pin number below this notch. This is the pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Likewise, we are going to count the pin number. Alright. So this is the fixed function. Like I can say, if I want to use OR gate, then that IC can be used only for the ORing operation. Alright, we are not able to use that IC for AND operation. So this kind of IC is for the specific functions, right? We are not able to reconfigure it. We are not able to reprogram it, right? Now, what is the fixed function IC? So the fixed function digital ICs are classified according to its complexity. That means how many numbers of transistors that we are going to use, right? Like they are listed from the least complex to the most complex, like SSI, MSI, LSI, VLSI and ULSI. Now what do you mean by SSI? SSI stands for small scale integration, in which it has a 10 to 100 transistors are there in single chip. Right? In MSI, I can say that 100 to thousands. Likewise, as a small scale integration, medium scale integration, large scale integration, very large scale integration and ultra large scale integration, in which the transistors are going to be increased. So for that, the complexity of my circuit or digital IC is going to be increased, right? If I can say that how many transistors are there in the SSI, so it is approximately less than 10. Then if I am going to move forward for MSI, it is like 10 to 100 transistors. In LSI, like 100 to 1000. In VLSI, 100 to 10,000. and in ultra large scale more than 10,000 transistors are there in a single chip. Alright? Now, as I have told you, in the fixed function IC, there is specific logic function is going to be worked on, which is contained in the IC package, right? That cannot be a change once it is configured, right, in the fixed function. So, sorry, another category of logic device is one in which the logic function is programmed by a user. In some case, it can be application specific, or I can say we are able to reconfigure it. So it is known as the programmable logic device, right? So this is the definition of PLD, that means a programmable logic device, right? That means we are able to reprogram that specific IC, or I can say a digital circuit, right? In many applications, this PLDs has replaced this hardwired fixed function logic gates. That means in which we are going to use AND array or array. Likewise, so the configuration of this AND and OR, we are able to replace this hardwired fixed function logic devices. How? That we are going to discuss. So this fixed function is still important, because if you want to perform a specific function, so we are not able to reconfigure it. Alright? And the cost of that fixed function IC is less compared to the reprogrammable IC. Alright? So I can say that the fixed function ICs are more important, as well as it can be used for a longer time, but for a limited application. Now, what are the advantages? The advantages are the many more logic functions, or I can say circuits, can be stuffed into a much smaller area with PLD. Right? Secondly, with certain PLDs, the logic design can be easily changed without rewiring or replacing components, right? Third, the PLD design can be implemented faster than the fixed function ICs, because once the required programming language is mastered, so we are able to reconfigure it and we are able to implement faster than the fixed function ICs, right? So this is the basic idea about programmable logic device, in which the hardwired logic gates are used. Over here, I can say that if I want to perform 3 operations, or I can say 3 memory locations are there, with the help of this AND array and this OR array, we are able to configure whether it is fixed configuration or the reconfigurable. The programmable logic device are classified, like for programmable array logic and for programmable logic array, PAL, PLA, and for the row, or I can say programmable row, right? So based on whether I am going to use a fixed AND array or reconfigurable AND array, apart from that, fixed OR array or reconfigurable OR array, the PLDs are going to be classified. Alright?